All right. Happy Tuesday night, almost Wednesday, as we officially have the first college football playoff poll out. We also, keep an eye, Game 6 of the World Series. It is 7-0 Braves. They have pretty much won this one. Unless there's a crazy ending in the ninth. It is 7-0 Braves right now over the Astros. What's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard here with Ballard Sports Media coming at you. Wanted to really more so look at the college football top 25 playoff poll. We always say it doesn't matter until the playoff committee puts theirs out. So they got it. And, I mean, look, I think that the AP poll, I don't know if I want to say it's meaningless because it does kind of give us an idea of, what the playoff poll could look like. What's up, Shadow? How you doing? Good to see you in here. The GA Sports Curse is over. Go bright. There you go. Something Georgia fans can be happy about. You got your championship. You got it, man. I don't like the Astros, so I mean, I was pulling for the Braves too. Plus, I remember going to a Braves game as a kid. It was my first memory of like an actual baseball game. So yes, we do have the official top 25 rankings poll, and forget about where they were before the rankings tonight. Forget about the AP. It doesn't matter. But this is a hell of a top 10. I'll tell you that much. I'd love to hear from you guys and get your thoughts on it. Let me go ahead. I'm going to share screen and we can look at this. I want to start actually down here. Pittsburgh in there. You see at 25. San Diego State 7-1. Fresno State 7-2. Let's just call it what it is. When you see teams like Fresno State and San Diego State in there, that's good to see them. But you also have to, come on. We see 25 teams in there, some placeholders. Iowa's in there, 6-2 at 22. My pick, at least for the West, they could still do that. They could still win the Big Ten. We don't know. You got Wisconsin. You got Minnesota there. That's the top or the bottom 20 right there, 20 through 25. Going on up, NC State, Kentucky, Mississippi State over Kentucky. Okay. Ole Miss at 16. BYU, A&M, Auburn. They practically have ranked these teams by record outside of the San Diego State one right there. You get to Auburn, you get to Baylor, Oklahoma State, Notre Dame, and now we get to the cream and cupcakes. Wake Forest, Oklahoma, Michigan, Cincinnati, Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan State, Alabama, and then Georgia. Alabama at number 2. And I apologize. I know that I've said some stuff about Alabama, but they do have a loss. Now, they have beaten teams like Mercer. That's a quality win right there, right? No. Then again, who has Michigan State beat? They beat Michigan. They beat Miami. So did Alabama. They beat teams like Indiana, Rutgers. Oh, Bama's beat teams like Florida, Ole Miss. All right. Strength of schedule, strength of record, whatever. Oregon's in there, though. We can't forget them. Do y'all agree with this top 10? Georgia, Alabama, Michigan State, Oregon, Ohio State, Cincinnati, Michigan, Oklahoma, Wake Forest, Notre Dame. I'll tell you what. These are the teams we're watching this season going forward. This is official. watching these teams. Oregon's at 4. They have beat Ohio State on the road. That's quality win. Fresno State, it's a good start. Arizona, STBK, I don't even know who that is. California, UCLA was doing pretty good to start the season. They got a good win there. UCLA, of course, falling off. But that Stanford loss, see, that's the thing. And I'm sure this was tough on the committee. Like, you look at a team like Oregon, yes, they're doing great, but that Stanford loss does stick out. Yeah, I'd put them in the top 10, but would they really be the number 4 team? That's the question. What's up, Nate? What's up, Brandon? I'm doing good, buddy. I mean, look, they beat Ohio State. Great. They beat UCLA. Well, UCLA's fallen off. Colorado wasn't really anything. I mean, they were preseason ranked somewhere, weren't they? I don't know. Anyway, Oregon at 4. Oklahoma at number 8. You have teams like Cincinnati, Ohio State, and Michigan in there. I really think for the first 8, really the top 10 as a whole, but more so maybe the first 7 or 8 teams, you could kind of put them any way you want. I mean, I think Georgia has to be number 1. I'll give you guys credit. Alabama number 2. I mean, they've looked pretty good after that loss to A&M. They backed it up, but it's still not a good loss. You got Michigan State at 3. I honestly really don't know about Oregon at 4. I could get the first 3 teams. Ohio State at 5, Cincinnati. I could get Oregon in the top 10. I don't know what it is, but I'm not sold on them being the number 4 team. I'm not. But it is what it is. And again, this is not the playoff right here. This is the playoff rankings. But you see it here. If it ended today, we'd have Georgia, Oregon, Alabama, Michigan State. Michigan State and Alabama played in the semifinal years back. Georgia, Oregon could be good. 2 really good defenses right there. Let's simulate these. Let's see who is winning those matchups. I want to see what we have here. We'll share a screen. So what do we have? We had Georgia number 1 against number 4 Oregon. No home field advantage. Let's see what the simulator would say on these games, yeah? Not Oklahoma State. Damn it. Hold on. Here we go. No home field advantage. Let's see who wins this. Georgia does win. Ooh, that's a close one. So 28-27 dogs. DOGS. Okay. Probably expect the next one here. Semifinal number 2. Georgia, 28-27 over Oregon. They advance to the title. Higher ranked team is the home team. Be Alabama. No home field advantage. They're playing Michigan State. Let's see what happens here. Is Bama vulnerable? Whoa! Hold on, Sparty. 34-23? Okay. All right. They pull it out. Michigan State's pretty good this year. I won't lie. Now for the title. So we have Georgia and Michigan State. Let's see. Georgia's still number 1. They're the higher seed. All I got to do is change it from Bama to Georgia. This could be a good game here. Let's see. 23-9, Georgia over Michigan State, and Georgia wins the playoff. Simulating the current 4 teams and what we would have. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. But again, you can't really buy a simulator like that. But still.
Well, through 8 weeks for 2. Alabama. Wow. That's the first time I see you react. That's the first time Alabama will either lose and not get to the SEC.
Oh, sorry for the silence. I'm actually going back and watching when they put the teams up tonight. I didn't actually see the playoff show. I was in class, but here. No one was really surprised at Alabama being number 2. I don't know why.
We talked about this earlier. They've shown cracks.
You guys can hear this. I don't know, but
Half of Florida, they've shown cracks that surprised. Okay, Herbie, hold your thought. I've been told we need to see 3 right now. Who's number 3? Michigan State. Those 2 teams met in the playoff once before in 2015.
Came back from that big deficit.
Yeah, and this further proves the point. Now the people are.
yeah, no one was really surprised at the top 4. They get to Oregon, they're just like, okay. But anyway,
Consistency and
yeah. But yeah, I like these rankings. I really do. And I think that they got it right, I would say. But it's like this isn't going to last. Like, okay, would you guys take Oregon right now? If they have only the 1 loss that they have, it's not that good. Well, let's say they shake it off. They look great. They run the table. Would you guys put them in if they're a 1-loss Pac-12 champ? And then who would you guys say is winning the Big Ten? And is Alabama truly the team out of the West? And if they are and they face Georgia, who are you taking? Because I guarantee you, maybe only 1 going with Georgia, if not maybe 2, and take your pick on the other 3 of the top 4 currently will be in on Selection Day. 1, if not maybe 2 of them, because there's still a lot left. Ohio State could win the Big Ten. Maybe Michigan State's that team. They're looking good. Cincinnati could get a spot. Now, here's the thing. With Cincinnati as good as they are, right, they're not in the top 4, and that's okay. But does Cincinnati have to have a team lose another game or somewhere? Like, do they need a team to lose in order to make the playoff? I'll tell you this, and this is my bet. If Cincinnati drops the game somewhere, they're done. They're out. Nate says Michigan State might win the Big Ten. I'm actually counting on that one. I'm a Spartan fan this year, man. I think they could do that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Cincinnati's at 6. Now Cincinnati, if they slip up, if they're undefeated, I don't know if they'll necessarily get in. I think it's one of those, if they look good doing it, yes. But you also have to take into account, okay, you have this team in Oregon. They have a loss. It's not a good loss. But they've shook it off, and they've looked great since that loss. They've gotten better every week, hypothetically speaking. Let's say they do. They shake it off. They go win the Pac-12. The Pac-12 champ going to get in. We haven't seen the Pac-12 since 2016 with Washington. And the Pac-12 has only made the playoff 2 times. Oregon made it in the inaugural playoffs back in 2014, and they made the championship and, of course, lost to Ohio State. They beat Florida State to get to the title. And then in 2016, 2017, in that season, just 2 years later, we saw Washington in there, and they lost to Bama. Bama would go on. Jalen Hurts was a freshman. He's not the reason they lost. It was more so the defense, but Clemson won the title that year, having beat Ohio State in the semifinal Fiesta Bowl. And this is what I love. I love variety because you have a 7-1 Baylor, you have a 7-1 Oklahoma State, and you got a 9-0 Oklahoma. 3 Big 12 teams right there that could still, number one, make the Big 12 title game, and number 2, potentially win it and upset Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma's for sure in there. The question is, who's the second team? And that's why you circle on your calendar. Let me double check here when they play. Unless they have already? No, they already played. Oklahoma beat Baylor. That's Baylor's loss a couple weeks ago. Oklahoma State lost to Iowa State. But still, I mean, okay, so circle the 27th of November, Rivalry Day, Rivalry Saturday. Going to have the Egg Bowl, the Iron Bowl, and everything. Well, I think the Egg Bowl is on like Friday or whenever. You got the Palmetto Bowl, South Carolina Clemson. Good to have rivalries like that back. But circle the Sooners and Cowboys game on your calendar. That'll be good. But yeah, man, there's a lot of teams, and there's still a lot left to be played. You have a 13 and 14 SEC matchup, Auburn and A&M. That's going to be really good. Hold on. You have all these teams. I mean, it's still like every man for himself right now. If you're undefeated, like, okay, Wake Forest says at 9. But here's what I think. You know, and I was talking yesterday or whenever it was with Slim Shady Canes. He came on here and said undefeated Wake Forest is an automatic bid. Why would you not put them in? Well, I mean, would you take them over an undefeated Cincinnati? Really? Would you? Or let's say Oklahoma does finish undefeated. Would you leave them out? We could have, you know what we could have, honestly? We could. Well, hold on. I guess, yeah, we could first off have 4 undefeated teams get in, but we could have 4 undefeated conference champions. Hear me out. Let's say Georgia doesn't lose, they win the SEC, beat Alabama or Auburn, whoever it might be out of the West. Georgia's undefeated. Let's say Michigan State runs the table, finishes undefeated. Let's say Oklahoma is undefeated. And let's say Wake Forest is undefeated. You have an undefeated Wake Forest from the ACC. Say whatever you want about the schedule. You have an undefeated Oklahoma from the Big 12. You have an undefeated Georgia. And then Oh, where was I? Hold on. Undefeated Georgia, undefeated Oklahoma. Let's say undefeated Wake Forest. Let's say undefeated Michigan State. Or an undefeated Cincinnati. I just named you at least 5 undefeated champions. One of them getting left out that could be in. Like, honestly, and I don't think we've had this yet. I don't think we've had a year where all 4 teams were undefeated. We've had a year with 2 at the very least. Actually, the most we've had is 3. Because remember, Notre Dame had to run the table, go undefeated, and they got in. That was the year Clemson blew out Alabama for a matchup for the first 15-0 team in at least modern history. Let me double check. College football playoff. Let's double check the semis because I don't think that we've had 4 full undefeated teams. I really don't. Here we go. Nate says SMU looks good. SMU does look good. But it seems like that, I mean, come on. They're not making the playoffs. So it has records based on what they were when they got in. Let's see. So you have the first one. Only Florida State was undefeated. The rest were 12-1. Clemson was undefeated. Beat Oklahoma. They weren't an undefeated champion. They weren't the champion. Alabama was. The next year, Alabama kind of turned the tables on Clemson a bit. They were undefeated in 2016. Jalen Hurts was a freshman. You had all one-loss teams in 2017. You had 3 undefeated teams in 2018. You had, again, 3 undefeated teams in 2019, but Oklahoma did take a loss. I'm trying to remember who they lost to in 2019. Anyway, and then last year, you had a 10-1 Clemson, a 10-1 Notre Dame, but then you had at least 2 undefeated teams with Alabama and Ohio State. And we know about the national title and what Alabama did last year. So we really haven't had a full-on semifinal or playoff where all 4 teams were undefeated. Could we get 4 undefeated teams this year in the college football playoff? I think we can. I'm not going to bet on it. But first off, teams have to play teams. Okay, Wake Forest will have to play Clemson. Clemson is down, but they're looking okay. Michigan State beat Michigan, but they got to go play Ohio State. I think this weekend. Cincinnati 8-0. They probably, of all these teams, have the best chance to finish undefeated, get in. Georgia, they got to beat Alabama or Auburn or whoever. I'm just being realistic. I think Georgia is still the best team in the SEC, probably the best in the country. It's their year. I've been saying it all along. I think they're going to do it. Georgia's undefeated, Michigan State, Cincinnati. You have Oklahoma in the Big 12, Wake Forest in the ACC. You could get 4 undefeated teams. If you get 4 undefeated teams, it's a guarantee we're getting a 15-0 champion once again. But yeah, I mean, could we get 4 in? Georgia, Michigan State, Cincinnati, Oklahoma. You can have that. Wake Forest, and again, they're not bad, but the ACC compared to the other conferences is down. And it's really not that good. And that's not, that's not really so much of an issue for Wake, but I mean, seriously. I mentioned you got 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 teams that are undefeated right now. You need 4. You're not getting all of those in. First off, and I don't think any of these teams actually have to play each other, at least on the schedule. I'm pretty sure all of these undefeated teams have already met their match. I mean, you had an undefeated game with Michigan State. You had one with Oregon, Ohio State. They were undefeated like around week 3. And Oregon, of course, giving Ohio State their only loss, at least thus far. Alabama's loss was A&M. But look, we could be set up. I think we're definitely going to get 4 really good teams in the college football playoff. That's a given. We're going to get the 4 best teams. And I don't think that there's really a clear cut, okay, this is who needs to be in, this is who needs to be in. It honestly, just giving props out, I really think that it's Georgia and the rest of college football right now. Georgia is the clear-cut team. They got the best defense in the country. Not the best offense, but I'm telling you that defense is carrying the team and the offense. Even with Stetson out there, he's looking pretty great. Whether it's him or JT, I think they got a leader at quarterback that could win big-time football games. It starts with Georgia, which they have to beat Alabama or Auburn, whoever it is, and I think they could. I mean, Wake Forest is literally playing Notre Dame right now. Think about it. Because you got all these other teams, and you're sitting there saying, we cannot lose if we want to make the playoffs. But also, it's like, if you lose, you're definitely not going to make it in. But if you win out and you're 12-0, 13-0, technically, if you win the ACC, you have a higher chance to get in, but it's still probably not going to happen because of the Big 12, the SEC, the Cincinnati, and the Big 10, right? But 4 undefeated teams in the playoffs, I could definitely see happening. It's just a matter of which of those undefeated teams on there are getting it. Is Oklahoma the team out of the Big 12? Could they be undefeated? I think they will be. I don't think Oklahoma's really going to lose to anybody. They've had some close games. They've had some toughness in a tough road, but I think they could pull it off. I think Georgia's going to win the rest of their schedule. They might even win the SEC. Michigan State out of the Big 10, that's a big question. They could drop a game. I mentioned they go to Columbus, they go play Ohio State. That's tough. But they could pull it out. And they could be undefeated. Again, a lot of football left to be played. Again, I mentioned Cincinnati. But 4 undefeated teams in the playoff. It could happen. It's going to be hard to do. But it wouldn't surprise me all that much if we had undefeated playoffs and ultimately an undefeated champion this year. Anyway, stop screen sharing that. Let's just kind of talk and hang out, man. I guess I could let you guys on, but I like the rankings so far. I think they're pretty good. I think it's set up in a good way. I mean, look, that's what we need. We need that, don't we? I mean, 4 undefeated teams. Come on, man. It'd be awesome. Be incredible. But who are you betting on, honestly? What's up, Nate? How you doing?
What's up, Howard? I'm doing good. How about you?
Good. Could you see 4 undefeated teams in the playoff this year?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you taking the teams that I mentioned? Like, are you taking Michigan State? Are you taking
I
Georgia
still
and
don't know about
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, but as of right now, yes. But I still don't know if they can do it. And that's my opinion.
It's over. It's over. How about it? Atlanta beats the Astros, wins the World Series for the first time since 1995. It
Yeah,
is over. Woo!
yeah. The Astros. Do you see what I get there? Actually, sorry, but I shouldn't be funny with that name, but whatever. um, but anyways, congrats to the Braves. I didn't like
Yeah.
the Astros. They're cheaters. They're they're stinkers. They're whatever.
Oh my gosh. I'm proud. I like the Braves, honestly. I think
Yeah. No, I'm a Tigers fan. They do have a future because they do have a future because they have a lot of talent coming back. I would say for Detroit. I don't know
yeah,
if you know this, but they have a lot of good uh baseball players on the team. Um, to to maybe go for the World Series, maybe, but
yeah.
let's not get ahead of ourselves now. um,
No, I know, man, but that's just it's good to see, you
yep.
know. Um,
Um. So yeah, back to college football. um. I think Cincy could possibly get a playoff, but here's my worry for them if they do.
yeah.
Getting blown out. That's my fear.
You talk about Cincinnati?
Yeah. Like if they went if they got it in fourth place, they play Georgia, which is now gonna be a pretty game.
No.
Actually might be, but I'm
And
just
like I've
saying.
said too, I mean, like you can say it's very predictable, but man,
Yeah.
we've seen upsets in the playoffs and in college
True.
football in general. Like, well, okay, would you agree? Yes, Georgia's the best team. They should and probably will win. But
Yes, I
like
agree.
there's a difference between saying this team will win this game and saying that they like this team cannot
And win.
win it. You know what I'm saying? Big
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, it's kind of like saying they can win if they succeed, which is they are right now. Georgia is. Uh, I think they don't get a loss this year, but hey, anything can happen. But nothing has happened yet for Georgia. They're too talented.
Yeah.
But man, I please don't be biased, but I don't know why that Bama is second because I get it.
No,
No,
no, no, no. I'm right there with you. I mean,
it's
I think we
surprising.
should be one of the 4 teams right now. I don't know about number 2 because
Yeah,
they did lose to an unranked A&M team. Now they look great since then. Don't get it
right.
twisted.
But
But number 2 for a team that lost on
maybe
the
number
road to an
5, I would
unranked.
say.
Yeah,
Probably,
I'd put a number 5 or 6 at least for right now.
yeah.
But you know,
Yeah, I actually for my Michigan Wolverines, I'm fine with 7 because I thought they're gonna be down in the dumps, which is 25th. um, but because I thought they don't like Harbaugh. Actually, nobody likes Harbaugh. um, and plus nobody likes Saban. um,
nobody likes
because of
Dabo.
championships, but
Nobody likes Dabo. First off,
oh
that's
yeah,
another good.
Dabo, yeah,
It's not
big
any good
baby
anymore.
Dabo.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I was saying, it's just I'm fine with Michigan on 7 because they are one spot below, which is okay. I just I thought they were gonna be like number 12 because
Yeah.
because they, I mean, yes, they lost to a really good Spartan team, which is hard to believe. Actually, it's not hard to believe, but it's hard to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. But I just, and plus, congrats to Sparty because is that the highest they ever ranked ever or no?
Well,
I don't
I don't.
remember.
I think when they made the playoffs in 2015, they were number 3.
Oh, okay. I thought they were
I
number
think
4.
so because it was like and Bama had played them
Mm-hmm.
2-on-3 in 2015, 2016 that season, and
Right.
Clemson played Oklahoma 1-on-4. I think.
Right. I mean, they might have been 2 in in '60s maybe, but I
Maybe
don't know.
a long time ago.
Yeah, I just now all right, so basically I know every time they look at do like the bracket for playoffs. So my question is for the 5 and 6 rankings or the two out, do they play each other or no?
Wait, you're asking do which teams play each other?
Like the two out, like 5 and 6 ranked teams.
No.
No? Oh.
They don't. Not
Because
usually, because are you talking about like do they put them in a bowl game together?
yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
No, I don't. So
Because
the
it's really
bowl games,
confusing because
you have the semifinals, then you have like okay, for example, last year we had the Sugar Bowl and the Rose Bowl, right? Well, in
right.
the Sugar Bowl, we had Ohio State and Clemson. We had ACC and Big Ten, and we had an independent and SEC team, although Notre Dame represented the ACC, but whatever, in the Rose Bowl. So there are certain conferences that have agreements on these bowl games. So like the Rose Bowl game, unless it's a semifinal. If it's a semifinal, it doesn't matter what your conference is. If you're a playoff team, you're a playoff team, and they're not going to change up the bowl schedule or system or anything like that.
Yeah.
So on a normal year, if it's not a semifinal, the Rose Bowl is usually, I think it's Big Ten and Pac-12, and the SEC and Big 12 will play in the Sugar Bowl, and so on. Like some of them are at large and at large. I think like the Fiesta Bowl is kind of like that, if I'm not mistaken. But
Mm-hmm.
there's certain conferences that, and I'm assuming that it's contracts that they sign with these bowl games. However
Right.
it works, there's certain conferences that play in certain bowl games, unless
Yeah.
there's semifinals.
Yeah, because I really like through the years, like when the playoffs started, I always thought the 5 and 6 play together because it does have the straight line between them. That's why I kind of thought they do play each other because, like,
Yeah.
but that's how I thought. But now you said it makes sense.
Yeah.
So thanks for the help. So and Michigan plays Indiana next week, or no, this week.
Yeah.
Michigan should win that one. If they don't, they're out. Just saying.
Yeah.
If they lose to frickin' Indy or Indiana, whatever, I'm gonna break something. Well,
Yeah.
not break something like a TV. I'm probably gonna break my hockey stick.
What up, Jeff? Roll Tide, buddy. Y'all hop in here if y'all want to. But yeah, man, I'll tell you what. seeing a team like Michigan State, seeing teams like Cincinnati and everybody in there,
Mm-hmm.
the variety in college football, just the mix up and what we have with the teams is incredible this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it'll be a miracle and a milestone if Harbaugh goes 11-1. Just saying. I'm not saying what happened. I'm just saying it'll be a milestone for Harbaugh because he usually goes like 10-2 or 9-3 or 8-4. So yeah, I don't think he went 11-1 first. Did he? I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyway, I was just saying because I hope that will happen, but I doubt it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But how about SMU? I don't know if we get lost with respect to SMU because although they lost to Houston, but they look pretty good with that quarterback for SMU.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, their quarterback is a beast. Just saying. How many touchdowns do he have? Let's see, football stats.
Yeah.
Uh, what the heck is it?
No, I don't know.
Touchdowns. SMU. Where the heck? I thought I saw it, but now are you gonna watch this game? Actually, never mind. You don't have to. It's Ohio State and Nebraska. Ohio State's gonna win it. Just saying.
Yeah.
That'll be hilarious if Nebraska just beats Ohio State. That's hilarious if it happens.
Michigan beating Ohio State.
No, well, that too.
That's
But
that's the most likely situation. Ohio State's terrible this year. I'm sorry, but yeah.
I mean, yes, their defense improved, but not very well than Michigan's because Michigan does have a solid defense. Let's see, SMU, where are you? All right, here we go. So, Tanner Mordecai. I don't know what that means, or the last name, Tanner Mordecai.
Mordecai? Is it
Yeah,
Mordecai?
Mordecai. Yeah,
Yeah.
he has 2,625 yards and 32 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. So basically, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
And his touchdowns for passing touchdowns is in second in the nation, I think. Well, hey, I don't know if Kirby Smart is doing the defensive coordinating, or actually no, he's the head coach. Forgot about that. Sorry. I think Will Muschamp is doing really good at Georgia because he built the I don't say built, but he improved the defense into number one defense in the nation. Although I won't say, I don't know how to say it, but it's just say I just said it's proved. But which is they've been the dominant defense over the years, which is I'm not saying over years, just this century. But but I think I hope I don't know if Will Muschamp is really good at head coaching. Is he?
No.
Or no? No?
No. Oh, Georgia Southern is in talks with Clay Helton.
Is he good? I don't know. Who can Nebraska hire?
Pete Golding, get him away.
What happened?
I'm just kidding.
I didn't hear you, but I don't know. Hugh Freeze?
Oh, that would be good.
Now, he is a good coach. There's for some reason, I want Bo Pelini back for Nebraska. He was better than Scott Frost. Not gonna lie.
Who was?
Bo Pelini.
Oh, there's a lot of people out. Scott Frost was never a good hire for Nebraska. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, and before he got hired.
Jacob, is that you?
Congrats, Jacob.
Yeah, this is me. World Series
What do you
champion.
have to say?
Huh?
What do you you're here to gloat? Yes?
No, I'm just here to hang out.
Okay.
I don't want to. I do have disagreements with the playoff poll, but I don't really think it's that big of a deal, to be honest. Because
it's just the
well, this
one.
is the poll. This is what's going to determine
and the move it and to get it out the way, because I don't want to talk about the whole stream.
Yeah, I know.
I do disagree with Alabama too. Okay, just want to get that out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. They shouldn't even be top 4. They should be out 5 or something. Because I mean,
come on, Ballard.
No, shut up. All right, you want to enjoy what's left? You want to hang out as many times as you want to before it's all over? Fine. But look, Alabama is not. They're a top team, but number 2 or 3.
Too high.
No, they're not. They're way too high.
There's already a copyright claim on my Braves celebration.
Cool.
Let's go. Right here in the middle of that field. Let's break it down. Take it on 3. Hell yeah. Get this house. Boom down. Yes, sir. Take it on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, man.
Y'all think if I showed the
What the hell ever?
y'all think I'm gonna get a copyright strike because I showed the TV a little bit when I was doing a Brave celebration.
That doesn't get you copyrighted.
Okay.
I mean, if you it doesn't. Now,
it already has a copyright claim on it.
Well. But anyway, I think Michigan State just if Michigan State beats Ohio State, I'll be rooting for them. Sparty over Ohio State. If they beat them,
they will.
Which is I'm gonna laugh at Ohio State fans and not the nice ones.
Trust me, man. Michigan State's pretty good.
Did y'all see? I don't like talk about my videos, but did y'all see me pouring? I poured water on myself at celebration for the World Series. Y'all
No,
watch-
I didn't watch it because I'm not subscribed.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's fine.
Um,
It's posted on my channel as a separate video from the World Series celebration video, which is 15 minutes. So I made a
yeah.
3-minute.
I need to go to bed. Yeah. But anyway, Ballard, thank you for everything.
Yeah, man.
For streams and
It's been
hangout streams and stuff. It's probably the second to last one, I think, or something like that, right? Or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying
Okay,
to talk with you guys as much as possible before
I
it's all.
know, but what I'm saying is thank you for the hangout streams
Yeah.
and
I mean, I'll still do them from now and like every now and then, but it won't be as often. I'm
I
just
know,
gonna
but
try to get,
that's what
which
I'm
is a good
saying.
thing because I know you guys kind of want, more. Like we
Yeah,
want
more
less of
attention.
this.
But yeah, that's all. I was just gonna say thank you for everything for for your channel and stuff. Um, but yes, hopefully, I'm actually praying that you might praying for you to be a sportscaster, which
Thanks.
is your dream job. But
Okay. Whoa, Nate, we gotta discuss this. What's wrong? What's your issue of Jim Harbaugh? He loses to a team is currently ranked in
Jacob,
the top 3.
Jacob, he was speaking.
All right.
uh, I forgot. But if I for here's the answer for you. I know he's doing good right now. I just worry if he's gonna go like 9-3
Hey Bryce,
again.
regular season.
That's all.
Most to your friend. Successes, we're all on the same page. We all
But yep.
understand what we're all executing.
Y'all have a good night and go Braves.
So I've learned a lot.
See you, Nate.
He's a Braves fan as well. Wow.
Any questions that have to be asked during the week are asked, and making sure we're all on the same page. And that's probably one of the biggest things I've learned so far.
John Zener, go ahead.
Yeah, Bryce, along those
One more pitch.
we finally kind of slow down and evaluate your play and everything. What did you see that you think you can and would do better from here on out this season?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff that I can improve on. This is a good opportunity for me to, do some self-evaluation, do some evaluations of the unit, talking to the coaches about what we feel like we need to improve on as a unit, and then, what I have to improve on individually. I feel like there's a lot of things I think,
I'll listen to it later.
Yeah. Did you watch the Braves game?
I listened to it. I had class tonight, so I missed a good majority of it, but I listened to it on the sports radio tonight
Yeah.
on the way home.
You know what I was gonna post a video about, but then what was it? Oh, the playoff poll came out, or the show turned on. I was about to post a video about you. You heard about Henry Ruggs, right?
Yeah, what was it, DUI or whatever?
But he's gonna face up to 20 years in prison. So
Really?
his career.
Oh, well, I'm saying just now that the Raiders are officially releasing him.
Well, his career's over. Like he's never
Yeah.
gonna play again.
And it sucks because, he was really good at Alabama and he was off to a great start. He didn't have any trouble or anything. And all of a sudden, I mean, it just goes to show like one bad slip up in sports, really in life, and you're screwed. I mean, and it shows. And, prayers to him because, I mean, I'm sure like he's not a thug or anything. It's not like that. But it's just one thing led to another this afternoon. And, now he's charged and he's not on a football team anymore.
His career's over.
And the Raiders, on top of it, are losing one of their best receivers. Not that they don't have plenty of them,
First,
but
John
I
Gruden,
mean,
first it was John Gruden. Now it's Henry Ruggs.
yeah, I think they're rebuilding in Las Vegas now officially. I mean, you lose a key receiver like that because of some legal issues, and now you mentioned they got rid of Gruden.
Well, that was
They're gonna restack and rebuild over in Las Vegas for the Raiders.
yeah. Mm.
And man, I'm telling you, I like this top four. Are you full on in agreement? I don't know about Oregon, but I do like the Georgia, the Alabama,
I'm
and
not
Michigan State at least in the
in
top four.
agreement. Not at all. But
What?
I think this is probably the worst poll I've ever seen. But I don't want to mention that the entire stream.
Oh, because of Alabama in there,
That's not even the main problem.
Michigan State.
No, it's a bunch of other things like
Oh,
BYU.
you're talking about the whole poll, right?
Yeah,
Not just the top four.
top four is not good either. But
I see they lost me at Oregon because
well, they did
Ohio
that
State,
because what was it? Oh yeah, because
Oregon beat Ohio,
Oregon beat them. Yeah, but
but that was like week 2 of the season. We're fixing
it
to hit
still
like week
matters.
9.
It still
Well, it
matters.
does, but then they've taken a pretty bad loss since then too.
Although
That's the thing.
I would put Ohio State over Oregon. Just what I would do.
No, I'm in full agreement with you, and they're sitting there right at 5. I think at the very least it should be Georgia, Alabama,
I
Michigan
mean,
State, Ohio State.
people say that Oregon beat Ohio State. Well, that's great. So
It's irrelevant now because look at
no,
what Oregon.
no, it's not irrelevant, but it doesn't mean as much as it did week 2.
All I'm saying is that Stanford loss doesn't look all that good because Stanford's not even looking like that
And
good.
people say that, well, you should put Oregon higher than Ohio State. Okay, well, looks like I have to put Texas A&M higher than Alabama then, right?
I see where you're getting at with that. That's not even what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is like,
I mean,
who has?
looks like I have to put every team that a team lost to over the team. So it seems like what was I say? Oh, I have to put Illinois ranked over Penn State now, and Penn State's not even ranked.
If it doesn't matter who they lost to, I mean,
I'm just saying, it's just like
if it did matter, you know what the top 4 might look like?
what?
Alabama wouldn't be in there, but A&M would. You'd have Oregon. Ohio State wouldn't be sitting there, which isn't the case currently. But I mean, you'd have the weirdest looking top 4 that we've had in this playoff era.
Yeah, putting Oregon over Ohio State is the same thing as putting Texas A&M over Alabama. No one's doing that. So why are we putting Oregon over Ohio State? Just doesn't. I mean, I understand. I'm just saying. You can't base it off of only head-to-head.
Number one on everyone's high.
Like, did anyone rank South Carolina over Georgia in 2019? No.
They weren't ranked at all.
I know, but that's my point. So just because South Carolina beat Georgia, does South Carolina now have to be ranked higher than Georgia?
The only time you rank a team over the team they beat is when it, like the situation with LSU and Bama in 2019, undefeated matchup, and it was like 2-on-3.
Now, if you're in the same division, that's a different story. Especially when one team has one less loss than the other.
Well, I mean, okay, let's say if you put number 1 Georgia against number 3 Cincinnati right now, and hypothetically speaking, and again, this is just an example.
Okay,
Cincinnati in Athens,
Okay.
Gets an upset.
Okay.
Where are you ranking these teams next? I mean, Georgia's probably not going to fall far. They'll
Well,
still
here's
be
the
a top
thing: if
5.
Cincinnati had one less loss than Georgia, then I think you would have to put Cincinnati over Georgia. But if they both
They're
have one
both-
loss and Georgia looks like the better team, I'm putting Georgia over Cincinnati. The only time I wouldn't do that is if they're in the same division. Because if they're in the same division, then the team who won's obviously going to win it. So it would just make more sense to put them over the other team, right?
I guess. I mean, you're making some good points. I mean, in a way, yeah.
Yeah, but I will say this. A lot of people, most people didn't care that Bama was at 2. But Uncle Lou had some strong opinions at Bama at 2. Let's just say that.
Did he talk about the playoff bowl today?
I should re-upload that video.
Which one?
He went crazy that Bama was at 2.
Did he upload a video about it earlier?
It was during a Collins show. He was like, what? Bama at 2?
Oh, was he was reacting to it?
Yeah, see that was, and then he went
Oh,
crazy.
damn, I gotta
And then
find this.
the next hour of the stream, and I'm not kidding, the next hour of the stream was about how Bama shouldn't be at 2, how Michigan State, Oklahoma, and Cincinnati should be over him. Because here's his poll. His poll was
He was pissed.
his poll was Georgia 1,
Okay.
Cincinnati 2. I think what was it? No, he had Cincinnati 3. Michigan State 2, Oklahoma 4. Then he had Bama at 5, which that's too low in my opinion. He had Oregon at 6, Ohio State at 7. Also disagree with that. I think he and then 8, 9, and 10. I forgot. I think he had Notre Dame at 10, Wake Forest at 9. Then he had Michigan at 8. I think that's what it was, right? Yeah, that's what it was.
I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I'm fixing to
Here's
go.
where I think he's wrong about Oklahoma. He said that Oklahoma should be ranked ahead of Alabama because they're a undefeated Power 5 team. Does that
Basically, he's saying records mean worth a dip. Like,
But
basically,
here's
what
where I
he's saying.
disagree. Okay, well, if undefeated Power 5 teams should be ranked ahead of Bama, why don't we just pop up Wake Forest and rank them ahead of Bama, right? No, we don't do that. So
Yeah.
just because you're undefeated doesn't mean you should be ranked ahead of a one-loss team. That's not how it works. Sometimes that's the case, but strength of schedule matters, and Oklahoma doesn't have it right now. Now, Oklahoma being ranked at 8, see, that's a little bit too low. But at the same time, I would not put Oklahoma in the top 4 right now. His point about Michigan State, too, was the same point I had.
Oh, hold on. Mike Vick. my man.
Yep, A Ballard.
How about the Braves?
Yep, that's right. World Series champs.
There you go. You did it before the Rays could.
Yep.
Oh, wait, hold on. My bad. Didn't mean to kick you out there.
Yep. So we avenged y'all. Yeah, we beat the Dodgers in the NLCS. So.
Thanks for that, because I didn't want to see them win again.
Well, now my thing with Alabama at 2 is that they just don't fit there. I mean, they went and lost to to Texas A&M. Michigan's undefeated, and Michigan. And the thing is, Michigan State has better wins than Alabama.
Alabama doesn't even belong in the top 4. I think if you want to put them at 5,
I disagree with that. But
now hold on, because I would say now Florida's a very good win. Well, no, because Florida sucks.
Back that up. Florida is not a good win.
That's why I just said they suck. Miami's fallen off.
Yep.
We played a team like Mercer. Basically, our best win so far, I think, is Ole Miss, and that's it.
Well, Mississippi State's a good one as well.
Yeah, they're
the thing
decent.
Is, Michigan State has better wins, and they have no losses. So I just
LW says UTSA
It's
deserves to
funny.
be too.
I mean, that's what I was saying
I'll
though.
crap a gold brick
Just
if
because
that
you're
happens.
undefeated, just that's what I was saying though. Just because you're undefeated doesn't mean you deserve to be over Alabama. Like,
No, that's true. That's true.
like
I
I'm
mean,
just
but
saying, like putting Cincinnati over Alabama, like Uncle Lou said, I
Mm.
just feel like that's just not. You just don't do that.
and
Like,
see, that's the thing too. Like it, I mean, just Notre Dame. That's it. That's all Cincinnati's really played. Now, that doesn't make them a bad team. I think they're a hell of a team this year. But still, I mean, there are other teams, and I'm not saying like Cincinnati, a top 5 team. Sure, I see that. Number 2 on the list, though. Really?
well, Uncle Lou put him at 3 ahead of Bama, which I disagree with that. I think Bama should.
Who gives a shit what Uncle Lou thinks?
What's up, Jeff?
Get his nuts out of your mouth for once, would you?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't really care about the playoff rankings right now. Yeah, all that matters tonight is that we won. So
Congratulations, Vic. Congratulations to Vic and the Braves fans. 5 years ago on this
yeah,
day,
thank.
I was celebrating the Cubs World Series, so I know what it feels like to have waited forever to celebrate.
Yes, I know, but yeah, I guess 26 years is not as long as 108. But
No, but there's a lot of people like you. This is the first time in your life you've
yes,
seen the Braves win.
yes,
So it was the same for me. It was the first time in my. Of course, I had to wait 50 years, not 26,
yeah, I know.
but still, for a first time, I understand. So I'm happy for the Braves fans.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's the first time they've won it. That's the first time.
And I also think it is sweet, sweet poetic justice
Yes.
that the sons of bitches that stole the All-Star game from Atlanta have to now give Atlanta the World Series championship. So
Yeah.
ha ha ha.
Yes.
That's true.
That's great, Jess.
Yeah.
This is the first time one of my favorite teams outside of Marietta has won a championship. Marietta's won it, and that's it.
And no one in the whole fucking world that does not live in the city of Marietta, Georgia, gives a rat's ass about that.
I know. I'm just saying.
I don't really care.
My high school has won 6 state championships in football in Illinois. You hear me bragging about it? You ain't never heard me mention it one time.
Right. Well, I have nothing to brag about with my high school football team. So
My high school coach, Ken Leonard, was the NFHS, National Federation of High Schools, National High School Football Coach of the Year in 2008. You ever hear me brag about that until
no.
just right now? No.
Because
You ever hear me talk about the fact? You ever hear me talk about the fact that we lost the 3 years I was a starter in high school? You ever hear me brag about the fact that we lost 5 games in 3 years?
Oh,
And one of them was in the semifinals,
really
and one of them was in the semifinals, and the other one was in the championship game? No. Nobody gives a shit about high school. You don't hear me talk about it.
The only thing relevant to me about high school sports, honestly, right now is, I mean, it'd be great for someone as a future sportscaster to get in on coverage, but the only thing I really look at, is okay, what are the next high school recruits? Who's committing to Alabama? And like basically recruiting. And that's it. I don't care if they win games. I just want to know, okay, what are the talented players? Who are the recruits we need to watch? Where are they going on signing day? That's it. That's all I got for you. I mean, that's.
Well, I care about it for other reasons, but I try not to talk about it because I know a lot of other people don't.
I don't mind you talking about it, but clearly Jeff is.
That's because all you do is talk about it. I'm sick of hearing it. Nobody gives a damn.
Well, I'll try to stop, but. UTSA deserves to be 2, according to LW.
That's BS.
Well, he's joking, obviously.
No.
I got a story about UTSA, but it'd take a minute to tell it, and nobody wants to hear it.
You can tell it.
I'm curious now.
About 10 years ago, I was covering the Drake Relay. The Drake Relays is, along with the Penn Relays and some meet out in Oregon, it's the biggest relay in college track. And the gal who won the shot put, the woman who won the women's shot put, was from UTSA. And she was about 6'2", and she probably weighed 250 pounds. And she was as black as the black crayon in your box of crayons. She was as black as a Sharpie.
Yeah.
And she was fucking huge. One of the biggest women I've ever seen. Muscular. And I walked up to her to congratulate her. Nobody was standing around her except her coaches. And I thought I would just walk up and say, congratulations. It was a great win. You had a great throw. Her winning throw was like 62-3 something. Anyway, I walk up to her and was completely caught by surprise. Here's this queen of Africa, dark as a coal mine.
Yeah.
Huge. And she had this little voice like this. Which you didn't, you completely didn't, I expected some, manly voice, And she's like, oh, well, thank you very much. I mean, completely not what you would expect. If you heard her voice on the phone and somebody told you, well, this gal is 6'2", 240 pounds.
You would have called them the biggest liar in the world.
Yeah, you would never believe it. She had this little tiny little like 15-year-old girl, little Barbie doll voice, like, oh, thank you. I'm really honored. I was like, I could not fucking believe it.
Damn.
And I'll never forget, she had on their blue, UTSA, and it was unbelievable. Her voice absolutely did not match her appearance.
Yeah. What's the update on the Braves game? What's that score at?
What? Ballard, it's over.
Oh,
the Braves won the World Series. Don't you think that's why my name is World Series Champions?
I can't see your name.
Oh.
I'm not looking at it.
Ballard.
I'm high.
Did you really just ask that? Oh my God. Of all the stupid.
I'm sorry, man. It's been a long day. I had to turn in an English paper. I had to take a quiz in math, which I probably failed.
Did you not hear us talking about it? Did you not hear me and Vic talking about the?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I mean, I'm sorry about it.
She's just trolling.
He must be some kind of a dumbass.
I am.
No. Yeah, you're just trolling us. Yeah. Well, anyway, so I'm going to go to bed now. So,
Ballard asked if it was over.
So, you'll have
Now, what Vic can do now, is he can get a bunch of sheets of paper and write the name Houston Astros on it and scatter it around his room and then roll over it. And you could say, and then he could do a video, rolling over the Astros.
Yes, that's a great idea. Okay. So good night, y'all. So enjoy your celebrating the Braves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Vic.
Yeah, thanks.
Have a good one, buddy.
Oh no, now I gotta hear about the election.
Oh shit, I ain't paying that.
Thanks, Vic.
Why is there always an election going on?
They got midterms coming up.
Something, I don't even know. They shut down schools for it.
Yeah, see, I don't get that. Kids can't even vote. I mean, now.
Well, it's because they have they're voting. I guess their voting spots are set up inside the schools or something.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
I know that I remember when I was a senior in high school, and I graduated in 1984. So there was an election in 1984, but of course you graduate in June, and the election's not until November. But that was Ronald Reagan running for re-election, and he ran against Jimmy Carter's vice president, Walter Mondale. So I actually voted in Tuscaloosa. I had to register and vote in Tuscaloosa, and I voted. So I was 18 when I cast my first vote ever. And because the president is at the top of the ballot, the first place I marked as an American citizen as a vote was for President of the United States, Ronald Wilson Reagan of California, George Herbert Walker Bush of Texas. That was my first vote ever.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan destroyed that election. Wasn't it like 300 something to 3 or whatever?
He won every state except for Minnesota and the District of Columbia.
Oh, wow.
When he beat Carter to become president in 1980, Carter won New Jersey, Minnesota, Georgia, and D.C. So Reagan won 47 states, and then Reagan won re-election with 49 states.
Wow.
So not like the last couple of elections, which have been, contested. Those were blowouts.
Yeah, well, blowouts seem a lot better, so they're just not arguing about who's better and all that for 12 months.
Now, I remember the 1976 election. I was 10 years old. I was in 4th grade. Now, keep in mind, in 1976, there's no cable TV. There's no internet. There's no nothing like that. And, when Trump was running against, Brandon, and when Trump was running against Hillary, you had the networks were live and covering it and talking about it at 2 a.m, 3 a.m. They didn't go off the air. They stayed on the air. Well, 1976, the networks went off the air like at 11 o'clock at night, midnight at night. They didn't stay on. And so when the whole country went to bed in 1976, nobody knew, was it going to be Jimmy Carter or was it going to be Gerald R. Ford? Nobody knew who the president was, and they didn't know until about 11 a.m. the next day.
Wait, so you're telling me that back then they didn't have TV on at all after 11?
Well, the networks, I mean, like this is NBC News.
Oh.
And they would shut down at midnight Eastern. Most television stations would go off the air at midnight or 1 a.m.
Wow.
And they'd stay off the air. They wouldn't come back on until 6. Well, there was no programming. There was nothing for them to show. So if you turned on your TV, it'd either have static or it'd have this screen that says, that you can look it up on Google Images. It's called the old Indian TV off-air screen. It was a symbol and it had an Indian head on it, and it was like what happened when the TV went off the air, and it would just be
Hold on.
And it was just
We
there was literally
did it.
there was no television.
Jay,
I think
Jacob.
Sorry about that, Will. I myself stepped aside. So
I
It's
think
okay,
I found
it's okay.
it. Is
Hey,
it a circle
Jacob.
with?
yeah, it's black and white
Oh, okay.
Jacob.
with an Indian head at the top.
Oh.
And it was kind of like and it didn't change. It was kind of like that's what you saw if you turned on your channel and that television station was off the air.
Well, that's kind of ironic considering that if that screen popped up today, people would probably call something racist about the Indian on the screen.
Right.
Don't mean to bust into this conversation, but Jacob, we finally did it.
Congratulations, Will.
We did it, and I did
Thank you, Jeff.
I did a silly celebration the show for it. I poured water on myself with.
Yeah, I just watched that video.
Now I'm trying to think. You got what are you guys 14 or Will? Aren't you 15?
I'm 15.
And I'm
Okay, so when I was 15, it would have been 1981, and in 1981, the Dodgers beat the Yankees, or did the Yankees beat the Dodgers? I think the Dodgers beat the Yankees.
I'll look it up.
19 what?
1981. 19 yeah.
So it was.
It's 1980. The Phillies beat
Dodgers won.
the
Dodgers.
Yeah, Dodgers beat the Yankees.
yeah, because in 1980 the Phillies won. Then 81 was the Dodgers. 82 was the Cardinals over the Brewers. 83 was the Orioles.
The Orioles.
Yeah, 84 was the Tigers. 85 was the Royals over the Cardinals. 86 was the Mets. Yeah, I remember when I was a little kid that I remember the A's. When I was like in grade school, the A's won the World Series in 72, 73, and 74. They went bang, bang, bang 3 years in a row. But see, back in those days, you didn't have free agency. When you built a team, your team stayed together for 10 years.
Oh, well, yeah, that's Dad told me. He said one thing better about today's sports is that there's more variety of teams nowadays in all sports.
And Freddie Freeman's a
Because
free
like
agent.
in the late 70s, the Pirates and the Phillies made a little bit of noise, but pretty much the Reds and the Reds and the Dodgers were the two best teams, and that was it. Nobody else was close because you didn't have free agency, you didn't have all the trades and everything. It was you built a team, and if your team was a winner, it stayed that way.
Well, that wasn't just an MLB thing; that was an all sports thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because you look at the Steelers. The
all
Steelers and the Cowboys were dominant in the NFL during that stretch.
And then you had
in hockey, the Islanders won 4 Stanley Cups in the '80s. Made me puke.
Yeah.
the Raiders.
And as soon as they were done winning, then the Oilers and Wayne Gretzky and Mark Messier came around.
Yeah, and then the Rangers won in '94.
The NBA was just Lakers and Celtics.
Remember when the Rangers won in 1994? My good friend who has since passed away of cancer, Rick Grandstaff, he was in my apartment, and we were watching the game that the Rangers won. And I was living in an apartment at the time because I was fighting with my who later became my ex-wife. But I had an apartment for 2 months, and that was over the summer. And I moved back in, but anyway, that's what was going on. And Rick come over and he watched the Stanley Cup with me, and he was about 10 years older than me, and he'd been a Rangers fan his whole life, and he cried his eyes out like a little baby when they won. He was so happy.
Yeah.
Which I cried. Me and Doug and Dan were all three crying when the Cubs won the World Series because all three of us had lost our fathers. None of us have our fathers, and our fathers had lived their whole lives as Cub fans and never saw the Cubs even make the World Series. Their whole lives, they didn't even get to the World Series one time, and we got to see them win.
I'm so grateful
So
to
it's
be
very
alive
emotional.
to see I'm so grateful that I'm alive to see this moment.
Yeah, me too. Especially
one team that's gonna win.
Well, think about it this way: I've never had one of my favorite teams win a championship, and we just might get. I might have 2 teams in 1 year and win one.
Wait, are you a fan of Atlanta United?
I guess you could say that, but I mean,
2018.
Well,
man.
just imagine this. Imagine you're a baby, and you're born on New Year's Day in the year 1908. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, 1908, New Year's Day, you're born. Later that year, before you even have your first birthday, 1908, the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. You die on your 100th birthday on June 1st, 2008. You never saw the Cubs win the World Series again.
Yeah. I feel bad for the Cubs.
So
They haven't
that's
been
why
hard in 8 years.
that's why you guys should be grateful, because you don't know. You two might grow up to live to be 90 years old and never ever see the Braves win it again. So that's why you have to relish these moments, because you just don't know. They might
now I
win
need-
3 of the next 4. They might win 3 of the next 4, or they might not win for 90 years. You just don't know.
And then I die.
Yeah.
That's why.
Oh,
That's why.
But you're
Almost
alive to see it right now. So soak it up,
yeah, I know.
That's why
It's
Alabama
amazing.
fans should appreciate their dynasty.
What?
I said that's why Alabama fans should appreciate their dynasty.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
they
do.
should.
Trust me.
Well, I know y'all do, but some don't.
Now we need to see the Hawks win an NBA championship.
We need the Dogs first.
Yeah, Dogs, Hawks, and then Falcons.
Well, yeah, Falcons just.
Don't
I
remind
don't
me.
know. They broke my heart 5 years ago.
Don't remind me of that.
That was horrible.
Even though I'm a Jets fan, but I'm a Jets fan now.
26.
But what?
I'm trying to think what teams in the majors have never won. The Padres have never won the World Series.
Brewers. Brewers.
Not as the Brewers. The Milwaukee Braves won a World Series, but they haven't won it as the Brewers.
Yeah.
Because the Brewers were born when the
Mariners.
Seattle had a team called the Pilots, the Seattle Pilots. They played for 1 year in the late 60s, and they folded, and the franchise moved to Milwaukee, and it became the Braves.
Seattle's never been to a World Series, right?
The Mariners have never won a World Series.
They've never been to one.
Oh, wow. They're that bad?
I think. Okay, let's go down the list. Red, yes. Dodgers, yes. Giants, yes. Astros, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Braves, yes.
Expos, no, but the franchise as the Washington Nationals, which is what the Expos became. So they've won one.
Yeah.
Cubs, of course, yes. Pirates, yes. Mets, yes. Cardinals, yes, obviously. Phillies, yes. Yankees 27 times. Let's see. Marlins have won one. Rays.
Wait, what?
Wait, the Rockies have not won one, but of course they're in the scheme of things, in the relative history of baseball, they're new. The Twins have won. Red Sox have won. Twins have won.
Rays have never won one.
But they made it
Royals
in 2008.
have won one.
Yeah.
Braves. Let's see. Who else? The A's. Tigers have won. Toronto has won. Baltimore has won.
I think only 6 teams have never won one.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be the Rockies and the Padres.
Rangers.
Yeah,
Rangers and the Mariners.
Brewers.
And the Brewers, because the Angels have. The White Sox have.
Has every team in the net? Oh, no. Sorry.
Rockies haven't.
Yeah. Right. They got swept by the Red Sox in 2007.
Oh, wow. The Yankees won it 3 times in a row from 98, 99, and 2000.
Yeah, they won.
Yeah,
in 2000,
won it again
2000.
2000. Yeah.
Did that make?
Hey, what's up, Jess?
2000 they beat the Mets.
Well, Jeff, did that make a lot of people mad when they won it 3 times in a row?
What's that?
I said, did it make a lot of people mad when the Yankees won it 3 times in a row?
I got something I want to.
I suppose, because there's a lot of people that, there's a lot of Yankee haters because, it's New York and it's the Yankees always winning,
I hate the 96.
I didn't hate it simply because while I don't like the Yankees, I don't hate them, and they were clearly the best team. I mean, it would not it would have been an upset had they not won it. They were clearly the best team all 3 of those years.
Don't remind me of the
So it was like
Couple,
they
World
won.
Series.
Everybody was like, well, surprise, surprise. They were, they were,
Yeah.
96 and 99.
A few weeks ago when Alabama lost to A&M and our defense was piss poor, I just wanted to look at Pete Golding and go,
You big dummy, see what you did?
what's that got to do with the World Series?
I don't know. I just wanted to use a new stinger that I put up.
Oh, no, I didn't see that stinger actually when I was muted. Somehow.
Anyway, no, but credit to the Braves. First off, I hate the Astros.
Oh, I hate those bastards.
Yeah, cheating scumbags.
Well, the Astros used to be the Colt 45s, but I don't remember them. I think they existed when I was alive, but I don't remember them.
But then what about the 2004 or 2005 World Series that they made it? It was 2004, right?
Apparently, Dansby Swanson went to our high school.
Your high school.
Yeah.
The Orioles won it in 80. They lost to the Pirates in 79, and they won it in 83. And the Orioles used to be the St. Louis Browns.
I saw that one clip where the Cubs basically got cheated out of a World Series title because some idiot fan decided to reach over to the banners.
Bartman? Yeah, Steve
Yeah.
Bartman.
That was in 2002.
No, 2003.
I heard that made people furious.
Oh, yeah, it did. Yeah. They were cheated because they were beating the Marlins in the NLCS, and then that freaking idiot caused them to lose it.
The reason why they lost it is because shortstop Alex Gonzalez made 2 errors. That's what cost them the game. Everybody blamed Bartman, but Gonzalez doesn't make 2 fucking errors, and they win that game.
And then the Marlins went on to beat the Yankees. You know what's amazing? It's amazing in 2009, the Yankees moved into their new stadium, and they won a World Series.
I've never understood why fans are allowed to reach over the banner like that.
Well, they're not.
Oh.
They're not. That's fan interference.
Oh, well, then I just don't know the rules then.
Yeah, that's fan interference, and you'll get tossed.
Well, he got tossed then, right?
Yeah, he got tossed.
Oh, well.
He didn't get tossed. He got escorted out of the stadium because security was afraid the crowd was going to lynch him. He wasn't ejected. He wasn't ejected. He was security come and took him away so that he wouldn't get mobbed.
Yeah, he was removed. He was escorted out of the stadium, and did he get arrested?
No. He got a police escort home because they were afraid somebody would try to kill him.
Yeah.
And he did not reach onto the playing field. It was not fan interference. All he did was get in the way of Moises Alou, who was trying to reach into the stands to make a play. So he was now look, I'm not trying to defend it. I hated it. I hated what happened. Of course I did. But in his defense, he's just trying to catch a ball that's hit to him. The player was reaching into his space. It wasn't the other way around. It's not like he reached out and knocked the ball away from Alou, which would have been completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. At least the Cubs won the World Series in 2016. And you know what's funny? They beat the team that the Braves beat in 1995.
We are World Series champions. Let's go back to Cody Chapin, who's on the field. He's been able to talk to some players.
I'm speechless right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw my video, Jacob, but I went pretty crazy.
I went crazy.
Why'd you pour water in your head?
I couldn't think of anything.
All I did was scream. I was screaming so loud when they got the final out.
I didn't know what else to do.
Just just enjoy the moment, basically. That's all.
I wanted to celebrate, I guess.
Yeah, it's like it's like right now they're probably in the locker room right now doing a champagne party.
Yeah.
Either that or they're going back to the hotel, or I don't know if they fly out today or not.
Well, yeah.
But get ready for that parade.
Yeah, they spraying champagne everywhere. Everybody starts to wear goggles now. I guess it really stings when you get it in your eyes. I imagine
Yeah,
it does.
yeah, it does. So I wonder
I,
where.
to me, I wouldn't. Players are always drinking out of the bottle and then spraying it. I wouldn't drink out of the bottle. I can't stand the taste of champagne.
Yeah, I know it.
I hate
I
it.
know it tastes. I know it tastes
I'm
awful,
not a
doesn't it?
big I'm not a big fan of wine to begin with, but I really hate champagne. I can't stand how it tastes.
Yeah,
Well,
but it's really cool to. It's really cool to use when you celebrate.
Well, yes, because it's so damn carbonated, but uh, I mean, I understand why they use it. I'm just saying, people talk about, oh, it's champagne has such a great taste. And I'm like, oh, okay.
well,
It does not.
Maybe to you it does. There's like, there's about 3 billion people on planet Earth that like the taste of coffee, but I'm not one of them.
yeah.
But you put a lot of stuff in your coffee, right?
No, I don't put anything in my coffee. I can't stand coffee.
You you don't drink coffee. Okay.
No, I'm saying so maybe I'm the odd duck, because I don't like champagne. Lots of people do. Lots of people like coffee. Half the world drinks coffee, but I don't. Like my dad, if my dad didn't have about 4 cups of coffee to start his day, he couldn't make it. I mean,
Yeah.
and
Well,
he had to have his coffee black with no sugar, no tea, no milk, no nothing, just fucking black.
yeah, that's not the way. That's not the way I do it.
Yeah, well.
And I tell you what, he died in 2001 before Starbucks and all that stuff started. And I know how my dad was. He would have hated Starbucks. He would have made fun and laughed at all these pussies that drink these mocha, froca, frappy, caramel extra shit. He would have called them all pussies. He would have said coffee is black. Maybe you put a little sugar in it. Maybe you put a drop of creamer in it. But he would have freaked out over all these frou. He would have called them frou drinks. My dad was a 25 years veteran of the Marine Corps. He believed in
Thankful for his services.
Oh, really?
dark coffee and bacon.
Really?
He had pretty simple taste.
He's part of the Marine Corps?
Yeah, my dad was a 25-year Marine. Yeah.
Wow, that's very amazing.
Well,
He was combat wounded in the Korean War. Wounded by a
wow.
37 millimeter made in Czechoslovakia, 37 millimeter mortar used by Chinese troops went up, killed the guy standing next to him, and put my dad in the hospital in Osaka, Japan for 3 weeks.
Jeez.
Well, thank you for his service.
Yeah, thank you for his service.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
I almost wasn't born because when he came back, he was going to leave the Marines and he was stationed at Camp Pendleton in Los Angeles. And Los Angeles in 1953 is not Los Angeles now. It was a tiny, tiny sliver of the city it is now. And Los Angeles was hiring every Marine they could get their hands on that was leaving the Marine Corps that had done any kind of military police service because they needed city cops. They needed cops for the LA Police Department. And my dad almost took the job. The pay was really good. The insurance was good. Everything was a wonderful job. And he didn't take it he'd always tell this story. He didn't take it for one reason and one reason only. And that was because it was a requirement of the LAPD that for the first 6 months you were on probation, learning could you do the job or whatever. He didn't have a problem with that. But during those 6 months, you were not issued a firearm. You were just given a
really?
nightstick. You were just given a nightstick.
Wow.
And my dad said, I just survived 14 months of combat in Korea. I'm not going to come home and get killed by some punk robbing a liquor store because the city of Los Angeles doesn't trust me, a combat veteran, to have a 45 on my hip.
Yeah.
So he
That's
told him
reasonable.
no. He told him no, and he re-upped in the Marines, and then he just stayed in the Marines. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Well, the LAPD is pretty big nowadays.
Oh
Is it
yeah,
as big as
but
is
Los
it as big as
Angeles
the
is
NYPD?
the Los Angeles metro area is probably 8 to 10 million people, but at that time it wasn't even 1 million.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Is it as big as the NYPD?
I don't think so.
Probably not. I think the NYPD is the biggest in the country.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, well, my grandpa, he still works at the police department, but he doesn't. I guess you could say he doesn't drive around and arrest people anymore. He's too old for that now.
Speaking of grandpas, I actually golfed with my grandpa today.
Oh,
Yeah, I golfed and I played soccer today.
yeah. He works at the police department. He used to drive around and arrest people and do all that, but now he's basically in his 80s, so he can't really do that stuff anymore.
Jeez.
So now he works, and he's retired, but he still likes to come back there for some reason. I guess he just likes the place. So he works in a computer shop one day a week for I guess 4 hours or something, just because he enjoys the place.
Well, it gives him something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So he said he files records for like charges and all that or something. Like I don't know. He does something though on the computer.
Well, fellas, I'm going to lose my phone, so I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah.
Ballard, roll tide. Congratulations to Will and Jacob and your Braves on winning the World Series, and we'll talk later.
Thank you, Jeff. Have a good
All
night.
right,
See you, Jeff. Roll tide, buddy.
Yeah, I should probably get going.
Just
soon.
us.
Yeah, it's about midnight here, man. I'm gonna try to end it. I appreciate y'all coming on.
Yeah.
Well,
Go Braves, Jacob.
We're not doing backyard streamer.
Right.
Frostlight, man.
Okay.
Of course not.
Okay. All right. Well,
All right.
Thanks for the confirmation.
Yeah, I've heard it both ways.
go Braves.
Baby.
Yeah, man. See y'all.
See you, Ballard.
See you, Jacob. Have a
See
good one,
ya,
buddy.
Ballard.
Yep.
Go Braves and go Dogs.
Good win. Good job. Appreciate you guys coming on. The Braves winning the World Series. Georgia, can they win a national title? I think Bama could do it. I'll just be honest. I mean,
Why not Bama? Why not?
why not? I don't know. It's Nick Saban we're talking about. I love you guys. I'm going to get out of here. It's midnight. Don't really have anything to do tomorrow. No work, no school, but it's been a long day today in general. Just need some sleep. But I think the rankings turned out pretty good for night number one. And, or I don't know if I want to say night one, but week one of the college football playoff rankings was amazing. Appreciate everyone for showing up. I love y'all. Holidays are upon us. Thanksgiving in a few weeks, the Iron Bowl and everything, of course. I'm going to be getting some great stuff out during Thanksgiving week. Hype up the Iron Bowl and everything for y'all. It'll be hate week. It's coming. Promise you. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. Keep your head up. God bless. And as always,
Roll down tide.
have a good one. Peace out.